guest tonight has starred in such films as Dirty Dancing and Ghost. Now, his latest movie, Black Dog, opened today. Please welcome Patrick Swayze.
Tell you, how do you hello? How do you follow that Clinton skit? That was seriously cold. You
I
should
know.
be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, I apologize.
Oh,
that's
man.
what we do. I'm sorry.
That put hair on my teeth.
It did actually. Yeah, it looks nice.
I trim them every day.
Let's start off by saying, and maybe this is out of line. I think you owe me big time, and let me explain why. I really do. I think you owe me because, was it last summer, I think? This show started the campaign to nationally re-release Dirty Dancing. We single-handedly got it back in the theater. Did we not?
True. I have to say that really is true, but not to be cruel, but to be merciless, you did a hell of a lot better than the people that released it. I mean, you had to be an imbecile to screw that up, you know?
Why did they screw it up?
They didn't do anything with it. They just kind of put it out there and expected the world to, to know about it.
I tried to get the word out.
Single-handedly more than anyone else did.
Thank you. It's just that we only have 65 people watching the show. So we got them into the theater, baby.
I tell you, and I thank every one of you.
And of course, since we're on the subject of the film right away, there's that immortal line from the movie, which we talked about when we tried to get it.
You're not going to go there.
Why not? I think it's this great line from the movie that anyone who knows and loves that movie remembers that one line. Just say it for me, won't you?
Nobody puts baby in a corner. I hated that line.
Well, wait a minute. What do you mean you hated it?
I mean, you're a writer. Could you imagine reading that script and you go, oh, I'm sorry, I am not saying this.
Well, I would have loved that line, actually.
You would have?
Yeah.
You're a terminal romantic.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
You need to turn up your jacket and flip your hair up.
Uh-huh. But people probably do love it when you say that line now. I mean, you could probably get gigs where you sell out stadiums, and it's just to see Patrick Swayze say that line. You have an opening act, you have a band, you have all that kind of thing, and then you just come out, spotlight hits you, nobody puts baby in the corner. Yay! Everybody happy.
Well, it'd probably do a lot better job, but never mind.
Still bitter about that. Let that go. What's up?
I just couldn't get laid in high school. And you mean I can get laid now just because of one line?
Really? Wait a minute. You brought me to a new area I wasn't prepared to talk about. So, what was wrong in high school? You're Patrick Swayze.
Until I had the sex change, it wasn't working very well.
Well, I wasn't going to bring that up, the sex change right away. But let's just show that photo right now. We were going to talk about that later. But you were such a convincing woman in Tu Wong Fu. I can't say the whole title. I'm never good. But look at that.
That's that serious Chanel stuff. I love that stuff.
Did you ever look at yourself in the mirror and sort of think, I'm attractive as a woman?
Well, when we first started putting my look together, they were, bringing hair around to cover the jawline and the neck and everything, and somebody beat me with an ugly stick. It was not working, and I was thinking, I better get out of this movie because I'm going to be a bad bitch.
What's happened tonight? I guess...
You started it.
I know, I started it. I'm sorry about that. I know. I haven't done that in 5 years on the air, and I messed up tonight, and I'm sorry. And everyone now has license to just, what is this, Def Comedy Jam or something here?
No, I'm wired from, like, the promotional tour from hell, that I've had a great time on, but I've had, like, no sleep. But one picture came together as Miss Vita, and I was like, when they finally went up and put the hair on top of my head and put me in that pretty purple gown, I went, all right, I can go here. Now, but I have to honestly say that I did look in the mirror and I was impressed, but I wouldn't sleep with me, but I know a lot of guys who would.
That gets very complicated. I wouldn't sleep with me. Well, you know what we got to do? We got to take a commercial break because because there's so much more we want to talk about. Can we do two here? Do we have time? I know we're tight tonight.
I hear you've dressed in drag.
Huh?
Caught him, didn't it?
What I do in my private life is nobody's business. No, on the show once. I think, do they have a still of that? Do you have that? Oh, that's nice. All right.
Now,
I was gonna get out without mentioning that. And you're like, not so fast, buddy.
You didn't buy with that one. I heard about that one.
Let's take a quick commercial break. We got a lot more to talk about. We want to talk about your film. More with Patrick Swayze in just a second. So stick around. Let's talk about this movie. Black Dog is the movie that's coming out tonight.
Yeah.
And this is a trucker movie, is that right?
Yeah, serious trucker movie. We blow up and wreck trucks in more ways and more quantities of them than I think any other movie's ever done in history.
Wow. So no dialogue is required. It's just trucks getting smashed into each other.
Yeah, I just, all the way through the movie, I just say, nobody puts the baby in a corner. But actually, it's a kick. It's blowing me away that people are responding to it the way they are, especially women. And the only thing I can figure out is it's not a blood and guts action movie. It's a real honest, responsible action movie, if there is such a thing.
It's a responsible action film.
Well, it's not about gratuitous violence. You know,
No.
it's a story about a man who screws up, and he's not Rambo. He's not Superman. He just happens to be one hell of a truck driver.
Okay, well, let's take a look. We got a clip here from Black Dog. Let's take a look.
All right, he's gonna rhyme us.
All right, we'll make it hurt a little more.
Wasn't responsible. You should have stopped the truck, got out, and talked to the guy.
But you didn't see gray matter plasters to a wall or anything, you know?
You're right. That wasn't violent at all. Okay.
Well, I do. There is a lot of action.
Yeah, well, you got to have some action
And
in
I
there.
got major fight stuff on the back of the truck. It's
Right.
like, you know, it's sufficiently macho. You know?
Right, no, I know.
And after wearing pantyhose so long, I thought I better seriously butch it up fast.
You got to butch this one out real good. You used to drive a truck, which is interesting to me. You actually had experience.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm a Texas boy, so I spent my summers and my teens going up to the panhandle of Texas hauling cattle for my grandfather. I would drive double-decker cattle trucks for him.
You drove a double-decker cattle bus?
Cattle truck.
So, well, what is it?
He knows a lot about trucks, this guy.
It's like a bus. No, but I'm curious about that. The double-decker thing's the thing that threw me.
You can carry more. They're not as tall as a big rig, so you can put a lot more in there.
How do you decide which ones get to ride up top? Because I would think the ones down below aren't too happy about the cattle up top, if you know what I'm saying.
Look, we all get pissed on sometimes.
Well, I don't know. What was your CB handle back then? Did you have a CB handle?
No, no.
You must have had one. Baby corner.
Swivel hip.
You don't know.
It probably would have been Bud's Big Dog.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Were CBs on the way out when you were, remember the
No,
big...
they were pretty going. I don't think they'd invented cellular phones yet, or TVs.
Now, that's disappointing. Do they talk to each other on cellular phones now?
A lot of them do.
That's not macho or cool. Truck driver going around, what are you doing? I don't know. What are you doing?
No, it's a lot less.
Whatever. Click. That's not what you want a trucker doing. Well, Black Dog is in theaters right now.
Yeah.
And
it's definitely an e-ticket ride. But the nice thing is it fit my standards. You know, it wasn't gratuitous violence, and there was a real opportunity for performance because it's a guy just trying to save his family. And I don't know about you, if anybody messed with my family, I will seal their fate. And I think anybody else out there would do the same.
Not me. No.
Male or female.
No, I'll let the bitch die. I kind of look out for myself. Well, I'm out of here. You two deal with this. All right.
Love you later.
Yeah. Hey, Patrick Swayze, thank you very much for coming back here. Patrick Swayze, everybody. When we come back, we'll find out where in the building is Andy Richter. Stick around.